All right. Hello. I'm here with Adam,
Hey,
correct? Adam.
hey,
Yes.
brother.
Hey. Can you just briefly describe how we met or what was memorable about our interaction that made you want to
Yes,
connect?
I remember like I think 2 years ago in Dahab, around 2 years ago in the coffee shop. I used to work in a coffee shop to serve coffee and grind different types of coffee. And then it was an honor to uh, to have you and some friends like Dan and Eric and your European friend as well. So yes, and we spent like nearly 3 hours talking about religious topics, about Islam and about the Bible and Christianity and so on. I really enjoyed it because, as I told you, it was the first time uh, to talk such time about religious topics in English. After that, Alhamdulillah, I had a lot of conversations in English, so it became easier for me. So
What?
that's it. Yes.
Nice. Go on.
Mm. That's it. That's it. That's what I remember about the day. Not specific point uh, about any topic, but yes, it was good. It was good conversation.
How has your faith grown or what have you learned since that time?
Actually, Alhamdulillah, I have learned a lot because in my college city, it's called Ismailia. It's like half an hour from Cairo. So since the start of my college, I started to learn a lot of sciences in religion. So the belief itself, what we believe about God, about the last day, about the angels, about the prophets and messengers, about the books that were sent, starting from Adam, the first creature or the first human being. Uh, so yes, I started to learn a lot about these beliefs and to learn about how to know about God, the meanings of the names of God, because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has more than one name. Prophet Muhammad said that in a speech. He said, "Inna lillahi tis'a wa tis'ina isman." Allah has got 99 names. Man ahsaha dakhal al-jannah. Whoever who knows these names, its meanings, and make dua for Allah with these names, and like he has became a slave to thank these names. So, for example, Allah Subhanahu wa Taala forgive every slave whatever he did in his life. He always forgive you until you die. So your chances has ended. Right. So before that, you have the chance to repent to Allah and to feel sorry for your bad deeds and for what you did. So because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala always accept you, so you have to be always you have always to repent to Allah because Allah Subhanahu wa Taala accept you. So what makes you away from Allah? You don't pray, you don't make dua, you don't think in the universe, think about Allah's creatures. So that makes sense. That makes sense. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has some traits. He teaches us those traits in the Quran. So we have to thank God by uh, being good slaves. So
Why?
that's one of the things that lately I have been thinking about, and also because in at Friday on Friday Muslims go to the mosque, of course, and they listen to a speech and pray together and so on. So Alhamdulillah, I am the one who give this speech uh, in here in Egypt. in Ismailia, specifically my college city. So alhamdulillah, last Juma, I think it was last Friday. It was yesterday. So I have been talking about this topic, that you have to thank God about the traits that He teached you, and to be such a good slave. Yes.
Why do you think there's still so much conflict between different monotheistic religions like Jewish, Christian, Islam? Like, why is there still so much war and killing and things between those?
Like it has been started since a lot of years ago. So this differentiality between different beliefs, and between prophets and their people, have started since the son of Jacob. And Jacob, his nickname is Israel. So son of Israel is the son of Jacob, and Jacob is the son of Isaac, and Isaac is the son of Ibrahim. And Prophet Ibrahim is named the father of the prophets. Fine. So he is the first prophet, like, to say no to his people. The first messenger ever was Noah. Fine. And then years after him, Prophet Ibrahim was 16 years old. Fine. So I'm talking with you about, like, the very first beginning for this conflict. So Prophet Ibrahim was 16 years old when his people was worshiping the stones. His dad and his people. So in different verses in the Quran, and in different surahs, it's mentioned that he said no. So وَاتْلُ عَلَيْهِمْ نَبَأَ إِبْرَاهِيمَ, and tell them the news of Ibrahim. إِذْ قَالَ لِأَبِيهِ وَقَوْمِهِ مَا تَعْبُدُونَ, when he asked his father and his people, what are you worshipping? أَإِفْكًا ماذا ما تعبدون أئفكا آلهة دون الله تريدون. Do you really worship someone else, or something else except Allah? He was surprised, because who gave us the chance to have a new day, for example? Who gave us our food, our drinks, and so on? He's thinking by, like, he's on nature. He's still in nature. Like Prophet Muhammad mentioned that, he said that every birth, or every baby is being is given birth. Fine. He is give birth, but on nature. Fine, on Allah's nature. So after that, his parents, they either turned him into a Jewish, or turned him into a Christian. But firstly, as I told you, I think in the coffee shop, that Muslim is like people's nature. It's not just the name of the religion, but we were born Muslims to rely on God on everything. So Prophet Ibrahim was thinking about that, like, I rely on God in everything. Like, all of us sleep at the night. Who cares about us? Who give us the life to have a new day? It's not just a coincidence or something. So his people hadn't anything to say, except that you have to follow your parents and to follow your people. But he didn't follow them, of course. And then in such a day, they have like a party. They go outside the city, and enjoy, and then return back. He stayed in the city until they left, and he damaged all their stones. It had the biggest one, and he put on the sword that he destroyed the stones with it. Fine, in the arms of the biggest one of them. And he told them he is the one who did that. You say that this stone gave you food and drink and life, and you ask him for help, right? So he is the one who did that to his to the rest of the stones. Of course, they didn't believe him. They know that these stones can't do anything at all. So at that time, they took him and throw him in the hell, which is mentioned in the Quran, uh, in Surah As-Saffat, and in Surah Al-Anbiya as well. Fine. Those two surahs mention the story of Ibrahim. They throw him in the hell. Fine. And فأرادوا به كيدا فجعلناهم الأسفلين. فأرادوا به كيدا فجعلنا وقلنا يا نار كوني بردا وسلاما على إبراهيم. When they throw him in the hell, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered the hell, one of his creatures, to be cool on Ibrahim. بردا وسلاما على إبراهيم. To be cool on him. So he stayed there, they say, nearly one week, and the hell didn't harm him as a whole, at all. The hell didn't harm him at all, and even his people couldn't come nearly him to see about his conditions or something, because it was a huge hell they have done for Ibrahim. And subhanallah, after the hell was turned down, Ibrahim got away, and he just left the country and left everything behind him. And then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him his two boys, his two children, Isaac and Ismail. Fine. So from here the conflict begins. That at the beginning you have now discovered that Prophet Ibrahim didn't make any mistake. He just told them, I worship the only God. I believe in my nature. Fine, I'm a Muslim. And at that in that case, they didn't accept him, and they threw him in the hell, and then he left. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him Isaac and Ismail. Fine. From the line, let's now make two lines for the prophets. Fine. From the descendants of Isaac, fine, his children and son of children and so on. This line has came all the prophets and messengers from this line. But the second one, Ismail, the only prophet and messenger from this line was Prophet Muhammad, peace upon him. The only prophet and messengers. That was they didn't accept him. The Jewish in the Arab city at that time in Medina, they didn't accept him, because since Isaac and since Prophet Ibrahim, they didn't found any messenger or prophet except those from this line, son of Isaac and son of Jacob. After that, who is called Israel. Fine. So Isaac gave the birth to Jacob, and then Jacob was born, and he as I told you, he was named Israel. Fine. His children was Prophet Yusuf, who is called Joseph. Fine. He's one of his children, and his 12 brothers. Fine. And from this uh, time, they went to Egypt. Fine. So before that, they were in Palestine. So even Prophet Ibrahim, when he left his father and people, he went to Palestine, north. Fine. And then he gave birth to Isaac and and Jacob, and then he gave birth to Ismail, and he left him in the place where it's called Saudi Arabia now. Fine. Where we have Zamzam water. So yes, after that, so we stopped at Prophet Joseph and his brothers, find the children of Jacob, Israel. So those brothers went to live with Prophet Joseph in Egypt. After, of course, he felt sorry for them, because that's a long story in the Quran, mentioned in Surah. It's called Surah Yusuf, Surah Joseph. So Joseph Surah. It's talking about the story of Joseph and his brothers, fine, and their father, Prophet Jacob, fine. So and then after that, after uh, telling this story in the Quran from Prophet Joseph and his brothers, Prophet Moses was born in Egypt, fine, and he's the first or the second after Dawood, right? So with a book from the sky, which is called Torah, and in the يعني in the Bible, it's the old one, the old book, because of course we have the old book and the new one. So the old is the copy was sent to Moses, and the new one which was sent to Jesus. Fine. So Prophet Moses was born in Egypt. At that time, the pharaohs was the leaders in Egypt, and they kill every child, every boy who is born, who is newly born, goes Pharaoh, who is the pharaoh's leader. He said that, or he saw a dream where one of the children of Israel, of son of Israel, fine, will take the lead from him, which happened after that by Prophet Moses. Fine. So Prophet Moses was one of the people of son of Israel. Fine. As I told you, from this line, the line of Israel, the line of Jacob, the line of Isaac. Fine. So he came from this line as well. So he's one of the son of Israel. So as he was born in Egypt, he was one of the people of son of Israel. His mother was ordered to put him in the river Nile. Fine, and that because she was too scared for him, too scared that they will take him and kill him. So she didn't know what to do. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala ordered her in the Quran to put him in a box, in a wooden box, and to put him in the river Nile. And she just accept that without thinking, because she knew that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows better, and he knows the best. So she have done that, and then the box, all of that I'm talking about is mentioned in the Quran, right? So when she done that, it's mentioned in Surah Al-Qasas, verse number 9, right? وألقيه في اليم ولا تخافي ولا تحزني إنا ردوه إليك وجاعلوه من المرسلين. So she was ordered to put him in the river Nile, and but with a deal that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will return him back to her. إنا ردوه إليك وجاعلوه من المرسلين, and we will make him one of the prophets and messengers to his people. Fine. So after that, the wooden books have uh, been in the river Nile until it reached Pharaoh, who is the Pharaoh's leader. Fine. So when it reached that area, they took him. So they are the opponents now, which Moses' mother, she was scared that they may see him. Fine. So at that time, they took him, not just saw him or something, but they didn't kill him. That's that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala plan. Fine. When they took him, they didn't kill him, but they kept him in in uh, in their house. Fine. Until they didn't find any woman to give him milk. He refused all the milk from all the breeds in the country. Allah's plan, subhanallah, until his his sister came and tell them that I have a woman. Of course, he will accept her milk. At that time, it was Moses' mother. Fine. But of course, she didn't tell them that her son at all. And then subhanallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has done his deal, that he returned back Moses to his mother to accept her milk, because she's the only lady in the country that can give him milk. And he, after that, after he became a man, he was sent to his people as a prophet, subhanallah. So it's a long story. The most story mentioned in the Quran is Moses' story, subhanallah. It's mentioned, his name is mentioned 134, I think, 136 times in the Quran, his name. And his story is mentioned like more than 10 times in the Quran, subhanallah. After that, Prophet Jesus was sent to son of Israel as well. And he was born in Palestine, in a city called Beit Lahm. Fine. And he was sent with a book, nearly the same message as Moses, but some things were forbidden in the law of Moses. It was accepted in the law of Jesus. It's mentioned in Quran, in Surah Ali Imran, verse 51. وَلِأُحِلَّ لَكُمْ بَعْضَ الَّذِي حُرِّمَ عَلَيْكُمْ. And to make it halal, and to make it accepted to do some things which were forbidden in the last law of Prophet Moses. Fine. So after that, son of Israel didn't accept him. They wanted to kill him, and at that time, Romans were the leaders of Palestine. Fine. So the son of Israel told the Roman leader to kill him, and subhanallah, the miracle happened. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala raised him to the sky, and they killed someone who is the same looking as him, from son of Israel. Fine. So one man from son of Israel is looking the same as Jesus. They have nearly the same uh, face. So when they found him, they killed him as if they found Jesus. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed us in Surah An-Nisa, in the last verses in the surah, he said, بَلْ رَفَعَهُ اللَّهُ إِلَيْهِ. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has raised him to the sky. Fine. And then they put him on the cross, and to the last sorry. But he was raised to the sky, as mentioned in Quran. You, he was the only prophet who was sent from this line of Ismail. But the other line of Isaac and Jacob after him, Israel, all the prophets and messengers were sent among the years. So that's why they didn't accept him. You are not from us. You are not from son of Israel. Why especially you are from the Arab? So that's what the test for them. That always I have sent, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have sent prophets and messengers from their people, but they didn't believe in them, and they always killed them as well, killed most of them, which is mentioned in the Quran. وَيَقْتُلُونَ النَّبِيِّينَ بِغَيْرِ الْحَقِّ. They used to kill the prophets with nothing they have made. Well, so it's related to our topic. So what's the conflict between different beliefs? That's it. After telling you the story of the prophets, fine, like and their people, the story of the prophets and their people, and the conflict between them. They didn't believe in Moses until he left Egypt with a miracle, when the sea got into two halves, and when Jesus uh, was raised to the sky, and also when Yusuf, like Joseph, they threw him in a hole, like and then some people found him and they took him to Egypt and so on. So what was the mistake of the prophets and messengers to be harmed among the years? Nothing, except they said that I am on my nature. I will not follow my people. Like, I was born Muslim and I want to be like that. I'm relying on God. And also the Prophet Ibrahim, subhanallah, that's why he is mentioned the father of the prophets. He told his people that. He told الذي خلقني فهو يهدين, the one who give me my body, and he give me my life. He's the one who will guide me. والذي هو يطعمني ويسقين, the one who give me food and drinks. Right? وإذا مرضت فهو يشفين, and when I got sick, he is the one who who uh, who like when I got sick, he is the one who give me the I can remember its name.
Like health to
Like health, like when I got sick, he's the one who healed me.
yeah.
Fine. وإذا مرضت فهو يشفين والذي يميتني ثم يحيين. I the one who take my life. Fine. When I got sleep, and then he give me life again and give me my soul again to have a new chance, a new day. You know that, of course, brother, that at the end of the day, when you go to sleep, you lose your soul. So now you are like the dead people until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you the chance again. So that's why some people they go to sleep and they don't wake up again. That was the last chance for them. So he gave you every day a new chance. And also that's mentioned in Surah Al-Furqan. Tabarak, blessed, الذي جعل في السماء بروجا وجعل فيها سراجا وقمرا منيرا. One who give us the sun and give us the stars and the moon. وهو الذي جعل الليل والنهار خلفة, and he has made the night and the day coming after each others. لمن أراد أن يذكر أو أراد شكورا, whoever who wants to think about the universe and think about that everything changed. He give you the day, and then it finished by the night, and then the night finished as soon as possible to so the day comes. So that you have to think about that the day, the night has end. So of course I will have end as well. I will die and I will go. That makes you believe at the last day. That of course, as everything has an end in this universe. So for me as well, because I'm creature like those. So Prophet Ibrahim has thought about the universe and about God in this way, like his nature. Look around you, look in the mountains, look in Allah's creatures. You'll find that of course there is a lot of signs that there is Allah. So that's what the conflict about believing in God or disbelieving. Fine. That's the main conflict between people among the years. But there is like a specific conflict, fine, between Jewish Christianity and Islam. Okay, so for the beginning, as I mentioned, that the law of Moses and the law of Jesus was the same, except that the law of Jesus had some additions and some things that were forbidden. Now it became halal. It became okay. Yeah, it became easy to do. Fine. So and Prophet Moses and Jesus were sent to son of Israel, and that's unlike Prophet Muhammad, who was sent from the Arab. Fine. So the real conflict between those is that the Muslims, or in Islam, you are ordered to believe in the three messages. Fine. Also, that was mentioned in the Bible or in the Torah, which was sent to Prophet Moses, and also to in the Injil. Fine, the old one, the old book. Fine, which was sent to Prophet Jesus. You have to believe in the last messengers who will be sent, meaning the Prophet Muhammad. But his people disobeyed and they didn't believe. So let's say someone who had believed in Moses in Moses' time, and then he believed in Jesus. But in Prophet Muhammad time, he didn't believe in him. So it means nothing. It doesn't make sense. You believe in the messages from Allah, but when Prophet Muhammad came, you didn't believe. Why so? You are ordered to believe for all the believe in all the messengers and prophets the same amount. It's mentioned in the last verse in Surah Al-Baqarah, in the cow, the second surah in the Quran. So لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله آمن الرسول. It's like the one before the last. It's 285 in Surah Al-Baqarah, the cow. آمن الرسول بما أنزل إليه من ربه والمؤمنون. So the Prophet and the believers, Prophet Muhammad, have believed by what they received from God, the Quran. Right? كل آمن بالله وملائكته وكتبه ورسله. All of them, the Prophet and his followers, the Muslims, has believed in God. كل آمن بالله وملائكته, and the angels, وكتبه, and the books, ورسله, and the messengers. لا نفرق بين أحد من رسله. So here is a small note. We believe in all the angels, in all the books, in all the messengers, but take care. We don't differentiate in the believing between any of the prophets or between any of the messengers. We believe in all of them the same. So that's the issue that made a real conflict between different beliefs. That do you believe in all the prophets and messengers? If you say no, 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 I don't, so you don't believe in Jesus and Moses as well, because they came with a book which say you have to believe at the last messengers who will be sent, who is Prophet Muhammad. And they believe that that's also mentioned in the Quran with وَإِذْ أَخَذَ اللَّهُ مِيثَاقَ النَّبِيِّينَ لَمَا آتَيْتُكُم مِّن كِتَابٍ وَحِكْمَةٍ. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made a deal with all the prophets and messengers he sent starting from Noah. Fine? So if Prophet Muhammad came in your time, will you believe in him? لَمَا آتَيْتُكُم مِّن كِتَابٍ وَحِكْمَةٍ. I have give you your book and I have give you knowledge. ثم جاءكم رسول مصدق لما معكم. Then a prophet will come. Then a prophet will come. Fine, and his message is like yours. Fine, his law and his message is like yours. لتؤمنون به ولتنصرون. You have to believe in him and follow him. قال أقررتم وأخذتم على ذلكم من إصري. So you know that now, and we have a deal on that. قالوا أقررنا. They have accepted all the prophets and messengers, starting from Noah till Jesus. So they have believed in Prophet Muhammad. And it's mentioned also in the Bible with the name of Ahmed. He was mentioned in the Bible in the old one, the new one. Fine, in the name of Ahmed. So all the prophets and messengers have believed in him, but their followers, they didn't. That's the issue. That we as Muslims, we believe in the Bible, we believe in Jesus, we believe in Moses, the old and the new one. We believe in all the prophets and messengers starting from Noah. But other people, they don't. That's why. That's the issue. That's one column of believing is to believe in all the prophets and messengers. don't differentiate between any of them, as mentioned in the Quran, verse number 285 in Surah Al-Baqarah. So that's it. That's the main conflict, in my opinion.
Hmm. So what would it take for these different people of the people of these different religions to kind of be able to end this conflict? Maybe you answered it already. Is it that the Jewish and the Christians accept the Quran and all the prophets? You feel like that will help?
Exactly. Exactly. And in that case, we will discover the contradictions between the new things added to the Bible, which Prophet Jesus and Prophet Moses didn't came with. And because the message, brother, the message and the belief is one. It's the same message starting from Noah till Prophet Muhammad is the same. They had the same message. The difference between each one of them is in their law. Right? So their laws were different, and it must be different because the people were different as well. So it's mentioned in the Quran, وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَا مِن رَسُولٍ إِلَّا بِلِسَانِ قَوْمِهِ. So whatever or whoever prophet we have sent to his people, he had the tongue of his people, so he can speak with them. You got it? So it's mentioned in the Quran that every prophet had the tongue of his people, and he had the law which is suitable for his people, so they can accept it. And the laws differ from one time to another. So in that case, as I'm telling you, we will discover the contradictions because we know that it's just one message. So what's different in the Bible? Either it's the old or the new one from the Quran, and so we will get the real belief, which is so clear in the Quran. So the Quran wasn't changed, as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has promised that it will never change. إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ وَإِنَّا لَهُ لَحَافِظُونَ. We have sent the Quran to Prophet Muhammad, and we will keep it until the last day. No one can change it at all. And it didn't happen among the years. So the same Quran Prophet Muhammad was reading, the same now we are reading, alhamdulillah. So uh, in my opinion, I think that if anyone really studied the Quran, and it happened a lot, we have a lot of models, fine, who they started to read the Quran and study the Quran. They just believed in God. They became Muslims because they returned back to their nature. It's not just like uh, nothing is something new they have to believe in. No, it's just your nature to rely on God, to believe in God. And so when you believe in God, you have to believe in His creatures, of course. And one of His creatures is the prophets and messengers that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has sent them Himself. He sent those prophets and messengers. So you have to believe in the prophets and messengers. So when you believe in the prophets and messengers, you believe in all of them the same, without differentiating between any of them. And when you believe in them, you have to believe in their messages. So when you believe in their messages, you have to believe in the Quran and to study it, as it's the last copy of believing, the last uh, book to be sent to this universe. And then in that case, when you look in the Quran and study the Quran, you will just believe in Prophet Muhammad. So you will become a Muslim. You believe in God, and that's the two things you have to say to become a Muslim. I believe that there is only one God, and I believe that Prophet Muhammad is the last messenger. That's it. So it's so clear. It's so easy. But as I told you, because Prophet Muhammad wasn't from son of Israel, he was from the second line. So you can see that why they refuse to follow him. Ah, we as son of Israel, we follow an Arab person, so they felt they were arrogant to follow him. They felt that we are better than them. We can't follow one of them. But they knew that that he was really the prophet and the last messenger from God. And I will tell you something, and it's the last thing I can say here, is that Prophet Muhammad, one of his wives was named Safiya. Fine. Safiya was from the Jewish, okay, and her father and her uncle had a great knowledge about the Bible, fine, about the message of Moses and Jesus after that, fine. So when Prophet Muhammad, because her father and uncle and she herself, they were living in the time of our Prophet Muhammad, fine. So when Prophet Muhammad was sent, at that time they saw him. So she is telling us this story after she became Muslim and she became the wife of our Prophet Muhammad. She's saying, so I was sitting in the house in one day, fine, and I used always to receive some kisses and hugs from my father and uncle whenever they enter the house, but especially that day they didn't. They just ignored me at all, and they started to talk with each others. So she's telling us the conversation between them. Her father told her uncle, what have you seen? Because her uncle went to see Prophet Muhammad, as they are saying he's the new prophet. He's telling that he is the last messenger and so on. So he went and saw him and returned back to the house. And then he started to talk with her father, fine, his brother. So he told him, what have you seen? Ahoa, he is the one. He is really the one. Hoa means he in Arabic, fine. So he told him, Ahoa, he is the one. He's really the one. He told him, yes, Hoa. He's really the one. Because in the Bible, the traits of our Prophet Muhammad, fine, and the looking of our Prophet Muhammad was mentioned in the Quran. Well, was mentioned in the Bible, either the old or the new one. Trust me, bro. So that's why they knew uh, the trace of the prophet, of the last messenger. So once he was sent, they knew him. So she was a child at that time, Safiya, our mother, the wife of our Prophet Muhammad. So when she listened that, and then Prophet Muhammad with the Muslim has became stronger and bigger, their nation, and then she became the wife of our Prophet Muhammad. She remembered that day when even her father and uncle has knew that they have knew that he is the last messenger. So but they were from the Jewish, that's why they didn't believe. So the last thing happened between her father and uncle. He told him, so what do you think, what do we have to do after knowing that the last messenger is sent now in our time? He told him, عداوته ما حييت. I will be his opponent as long as I live. And it's nothing, just because he is arrogant. He doesn't want to follow a messenger from our. That's why. And it was really the test for those son of Israel. Subhanallah.
I have a curious about because I don't know a lot about it, but like in Islam, what's the relationship between men and women?
Fine. So in Islam, the relationship between man and woman has been cut into two halves. Fine. So some types of women. Give me a minute. I will continue, brother. Just.
Mhm.
Yes. So as I told you, it's cut it into two halves. The first half, the women who you can deal with, like your mother, your grandmother, your sister, your aunt. You can kiss them. No worries. You can hug them. You can talk with them. You can look to them without hijab. Fine. They can take off the hijab in front of you, so it's easy. That your families, fine, your wife, and then after you got married, the mother of your wife, fine. So those relationships is easy, and this half, it's clear for everyone. But the other half, it's an issue even for the Muslims nowadays, and unfortunately that's the case. um so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has at the beginning, firstly, he ordered us and advised us to keep away from zina. And I want you to give me the name of, or the translation of zina. It's like when a man sleep with a woman which is not his wife. What is it called in English?
If he's married, it's
He's
adultery.
not married or not. He's sleeping with like a foreign woman.
Well, if you're married, it's adultery. If you're not married, it's just like premarital sex, basically.
Like not halal. Fine.
Yeah,
This
not halal.
yes, yes. But what I mean is that this type of relationship, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us to keep away from sleeping with women, not from your not your wife. Fine. So, and in this trip, we have a lot of steps to take, because of course you will not just wake up and go to sleep with another woman. Some steps you take until you fall into this sin. Fine. So those steps, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told us what are those steps to keep away from them. So he said in the Quran, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا الزِّنَا. Not he didn't forbid us not to make this action. No, he told us to keep away from the steps which lead to this action. So he said, وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا. تَقْرَبُوا means to get close. Fine. And zina, as you mentioned, is this unaccepted action. Fine. To sleep with another woman. So وَلَا تَقْرَبُوا zina. Don't get close to this action, even, because when you take the steps, when you get close, you will fall into it. So the relationship with foreign women, the second half, as I mentioned, fine, is so clear in the Quran. Firstly, you have to lower your gaze, and she herself, she has to lower her gaze. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Surah An-Nur, verse number 33 and verse number 34, قُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ يَغُضُّوا مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِمْ وَيَحْفَظُوا فُرُوجَهُم ذَلِكَ أَزْكَىٰ لَهُمْ. And the verse that follows, وَقُلْ لِلْمُؤْمِنَاتِ يَغْضُضْنَ مِنْ أَبْصَارِهِنْ. So tell and order the believers to lower their gaze, and order and tell the believers, like from the woman, right, to lower their gaze as well. That the beginning, that I don't now in like in this meeting I can look to you, but if she is a woman, I will not look to her, because I will get attached to her. Right? So I always lower my gaze. That's what I ordered. Maybe I don't obey. That's something else. But I mean that's the order, to lower your gaze. So that's the beginning. When you treat another woman, I have to lower my gaze while talking to her, and I have to lower my gaze when I see her, even if we are not talking or chatting. Fine. ماشي. What else? Also, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered the woman to put on hijab. And hijab in the Arabic language, fine, it means to cover yourself, to cover. So, and also there is another word which means to cover yourself, which is called khimar. Fine. Khimar came from khamr. Khamr is alcohol. Khamr in Arabic, it means alcohol. And alcohol covers your mind, right? So it's that's it. Why it's called khamr, because it covers you. Now you don't have mind. You can treat with people. You can treat people, right? You can deal with people. So that's why it's called khamr. So the clothes that cover your body is called khimar, because it covers you totally, the same as alcohol cover your mind. You got it? That's why it's called khimar. Khimar is the thing, the clothes that cover your mind. Also, maybe it's called niqab, and it's called niqab because it has two dots to see from. Fine. So in Arabic language, the verb yanqub is to like it's clothes, and then you make a dot, or maybe it's a stone, and you make a dot inside it. Fine. So that's you like yanqub is usually used when for the workers in the mountains and in the stones, because they make dots in the mountains and in the stones, trying to get out uh, those material, like gold or coal or anything else. Fine. So niqab is this type of clothes with dot to see from at the eye. Okay, and we have also, as I told you, khimar and hijab. All those words means to cover your body, because it will help a lot to stay away from this evil action that we have mentioned, to sleep with another man. So as much as you cover your body, he will not see you, so he will not get attached to you, because our nature as men, that we got attracted to women as we see them. That's something uh, clear to men, of course, that whenever we see a woman, especially if she is not like wearing niqab or covering her body, we got attached to her. And that's our nature. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows best. He knows us better than ourselves. That's why He ordered us to lower your gaze, and she herself lower your gaze, and you have to cover your body, so we don't get attracted to each others. Also, the way we talk. So now we have said that related to our eyes, we don't look to each others. Fine, that's the order. And to what we wear, she has to cover herself, and I have to cover myself, like the as like this place. Allah Subhanahu wa Taala said it's starting from under your belly, under your stomach, till the end of your feet. Fine. So this is just short area in your body, but you have to cover it also, because if a woman saw this place in your body, fine, she will get attracted, of course. Also, you have to cover this short area. Fine. After that, so we have talking about the related to your eyes and related to our clothes. Then related to the way we talk with each others. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered her to talk in a strict way, fine, without joking, and without talking in a like in a soft voice, fine, which will lead that I will get attracted to you. You know, some women, they want the men to concentrate with them, so they start to talk in a soft voice, and it's mentioned in the Quran. ولا يخضعن بالقول فيطمع الذي في قلبه مرض. So don't talk in that way, so they got attracted to you. And also with the men, we don't have to say romantic words to the foreign woman, so they don't get attracted to us. So those romantic or lovely words to maybe we can say them to the other half, by overall. like our mother, our grandfather, our aunts, and so on. And also we can say them to our wives. But the foreign women, the other half, we can say that. So that's related to the words. Okay, and we had the proof from the Quran. And because I forgot the proof about the clothes from the Quran, fine. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَا وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ. As I told you, khamr means to cover your mind, and then khimar means to cover your body. Okay? So khimar, وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ. So they have to cover starting from their mind, from their head, fine, until their legs down. بِخُمُرِهِنَّ عَلَى جِيُوبِهِنَّ. So that's also is mentioned in the Quran, in Surah Al-Ahzab. Surah Al-Ahzab. All those verses I can send to you after the end of the conversation. No worries, inshallah. And then after that, as we said, that the words find related to the words, also related to the touch. So Allah, Prophet Muhammad said in a speech, "Inni la usafihu nisa." So I don't shake hands with women, because if you start to shake hands with a foreign woman, you will get attracted, or you will get attached to her, and for her the same, because the touch itself is a communicate. Even if you think it's just a small detail, it will not differ a lot. No, but it differs. It really differs. Also because, but يعني, we are not sure about that man. Yani, we don't know all the type of men. So maybe I have a good intention, that I am just shaking hands. Other men, they are not just shaking hands. So that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala closed the door from the beginning. So I think uh, uh, overall we can say a word, or we can say a sentence which really tell us what is the type of relationship between man and woman in Islam, is that we close doors until there is a chance to have a wife. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has tell us in the Quran and in Prophet Muhammad's speeches, fine, how to get a wife in Islam. But otherwise, we close the doors, because as we can see now, the world around us, a lot of evil actions, a lot of unaccepted and forbidden relationships. They sleep with each others day and night, and because they didn't took those steps, they didn't close the doors. They talked in a soft voice with men until he got attracted. They don't wear hijab, or they don't cover their body at all. So of course I got attracted, because that's my nature, to be attracted to women. Fine. They don't lower their gaze at all. So whenever they see a woman, they look at her body. Fine. Different parts in her body, so they get attracted as well. Look, if we looked around, like around the world, those relationships, forbidden relationships, and also the porn, brother. So now you can see the percentage of youth, men and women, watching porn. That's like it's clear for everybody to see that every man now, or every one of out of three, maybe two out of three, is watching porn. And that's because they didn't close the doors. They didn't take those steps to stay away from women, to have a successful life. Because when you get attracted to the other gender, to the females, to women, you will lose your concentration, you will lose your strength. It's of course not right at all. But subhanallah, whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala order us in the Quran, and whatever Prophet Muhammad ordered us in his speeches in the Sunnah, it's always good for us. good for our body, good for our health, good for our hearts, good for our minds. Always, always, and there is a lot of proofs uh, on that.
Thank you. I'm learning a lot just out of the time. I have to leave soon, but thank you for sharing everything. And is there anything final that you want to share or say?
Um, I want you to remind me like the main points we have got out this conversation to so for any listener can know what we have talked about, or like he need like something at the end to like some points. So at the beginning, I think we talked about the conflict, or before that, there was a point,
Before the conflict?
the conflict between religions. Yes.
I remember that. I don't remember anything before that. We talked about just how we met and that you
Yes.
really enjoyed that time, the first time to talk 3 hours with some foreigners, also in English. And so you remember that conversation and that experience. Then I asked about conflict between Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. And my summary is that, one of the key pieces is that uh, the Jewish and the Christians, they don't accept Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Uh, and so that is a big difference, that while Muslims accept all the prophets from those religions, they don't accept your prophet, and that causes a conflict. So it's hopefully that they can accept all the prophets equally and all the different beliefs, and because they're all prophets, right? And then then we talked about men and women and their relationship, and how the steps, they want to avoid the steps that lead to um, the sinful behavior. So you don't even want to get close to it. You want to stay away from that. So to prevent that, you uh, have the way that you look, the way that you dress, the way that you speak, all these things. You have to keep a certain distance to prevent the temptation of going down this path. That's the summary of what I understood from today's conversation.
So good, mashallah. Yes, yes. I think those or these are the points that we have discussed. Maybe we could discuss more points, but because I didn't talk in English for a long time, brother. So I think last time I talked with someone in English, it was last summer, like nearly 1 year.
Wow.
So that's why it's not so easy for me to
Yeah.
discuss those points in English. But inshallah, in the coming times, it may be easier and better than that.
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have this hour with you and this conversation.
Myself as well.
Mm.
I think you did great, and for your English, and yeah, I look forward to maybe doing it again. It's obvious you need time for me to process and think about and reflect the lessons that you're sharing, and how that,
Yes,
so
yes, it may be better. Yes, because also I didn't know any of anything about the topic that
yeah,
we are going to talk about. So that's why maybe if I put some points, it will be easier for me
Mhm.
to express, inshallah.
Yeah.
And thank you, brother, for this chance, and thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time. And
Thank you.
see you soon, inshallah.
See you. All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.